Welcome to the Russ and Vince Courtside Podcast, where we bring you the most amazing content that we feel like we're the most passionate about. I got my boy Vince right here.
What's good, guys? Vince here. Like my boy Russ said, we're here very passionately talking about the things that we think about. A lot of stuff that we're going to be talking about are things that we talk about on a day-to-day basis amongst friends, family, but really with each other. And we hope that you guys enjoy the content that we're putting out because all of it's going to be real and authentic.
All right, guys. Is it the final countdown? Is this it?
What's good? What's good?
Wait, hold up. Yeah, I can't see your video. There we go. You there?
Yep. You see me?
All right, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can just edit that.
Mic test?
Yeah, we can edit that part out really quick. Easy
All right.
money. All right, so is this the final push? Is this it? Is this it, Lakers fans? Are we going down tonight at home?
Damn, we're getting right into it, huh? Okay. I don't know. I'm going to say this. I've been watching interviews the past couple of days intensely. From what it sounds like, according to Luka, they're going to be treating this like a Game 7, as they should. And I'm very interested to see not more so how the Lakers start, but how they finish, because that's been kind of the story for most of this year and obviously in these series. Even in the games that they've had a hot start, for some reason, it's either the third quarter or the fourth quarter that they're letting up and allowing the other teams to basically outplay them, whether if it's with effort, whether if it's rebounding, offensive rebounding, whether if it's hustle plays, the tangible things that a lot of these players, they know, but they're not doing. And for me, as a Laker fan, I definitely don't want, obviously, to see the end. I do think that they're going to pull this off today, at least, and force a Game 6. I would hope that they take this game very seriously, because right now, I'm a little nervous. I think a lot of us are a little bit nervous because of this competition that we're playing against the Timberwolves, which is exactly, again, the reason why I knew from the gate when this matchup was set, I didn't feel as confident as other people felt, because the Timberwolves are not a good matchup for the Lakers. From the very beginning, I knew their size was going to be a problem. I didn't predict that Rudy Gobert was going to be playing this well in terms of staying on the court, because a lot of people genuinely thought that Luka would find a way to be able to get him off the court. And we also expected maybe a little bit more out of Jackson Hayes. He's been a no-show. I'm pretty sure in the last 4 games of this series, where we're down 3-1 right now, Jackson Hayes hasn't even scored double digits in a total of 4 games. You can't get that. And looking at that rim runner for Luka, it's also enabled Luka to not fully unleash himself. Yes, he's averaging just about 30, 31 points a game. But his assists, he's only averaging 5 assists a game right now. That's not Luka numbers. You can't have somebody like Anthony Edwards, who's not really known to be a really good passer as well as a good scorer, a really good decision maker, outperform you in terms of playmaking. Luka Doncic has to show up, whether the rim runner is there or not. He has to be able to find open men, and then the open men have to be able to start knocking down buckets. Because at the end of the day, what we're talking about here is a team that are getting good looks, but they're not just going down. A lot of times they're getting good looks, but they're just not going down. And I'm so sick and tired of hearing these excuses. You know, it's a make or miss league. It's a make or miss league. Game 4, I don't care what they say. You don't miss a wide open layup, LeBron. You don't miss a wide open runner push shot, Luka. There's shots that you literally could have made that could have had us where we needed to be. Didn't happen. So all that tells me is there was either a lack of focus, but you could also say that it was the simple fact that they were probably tired. As we all know, because we see it everywhere, this is the first time a coach has ever decided to let a team their team, beg my pardon, have all 5 starters play all 24 minutes and a half. More than likely, they were gassed out, and you could tell.
Yeah.
Either way, I want to see what adjustments JJ has up on his sleeves because we've been very high on him this season. He's had a great regular season, not the best start to his postseason career, but I want to see what adjustments that JJ can show us to at least give us a little more hope for possibly going into a
Yeah.
game 7.
Yeah. I mean, I was definitely that writer who was going with Lakers in 5. But you know what? I hope it's just not Lakers going home in 5. Put it together, man. Put it together. All right. Well, JJ Redick had some interesting comments about. He had some interesting comments about Luka and LeBron missing those layups at the end, not because they were tired. But one could argue if you're playing a whole half and not being subbed out at all, one could think maybe it could be because they're a little tired. Not saying they missed them because of it, but it could have been a factor. You never know. You're playing a whole half, you make silly mistakes, you miss a layup, you know. But and with Luka's assists, man, I mean, you can pass the ball all you want, but what's got to happen is those people you're passing to got to make a shot. If they're not making a shot, then ain't no assists going to be recorded. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, Timberwolves, let's see what you can do. Are you going to be able to close it out at our home? Because that would just be downright sad and embarrassing. But we're going to see where it goes.
So real quick, Russ, hold on real quick. I want to ask you, what do you think it's going to take for the Lakers to come out on top for this game specifically? What do you want to see change from what we've seen so far in the series in order for the Lakers to win at least this game? Because we understand you're not going to win the series in a game 7 without winning the first game in front of you, which is game 5. What do you want to see in game 5 tonight at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time? What do you want to see the Lakers change from what we've seen so far in the series?
I want to see them stop playing ISO ball. I want to see them actually be able to pass the ball around and not continue this whole, stretch of where we got stagnant offense and they continue to pass the ball like I believe that they can. I don't understand why it's so hard to just pass the ball. Get yourself in the paint and then kick out, or at least get yourself a paint touch and then go out for the 3. But what's it gonna hurt you to try to go in and try to get a layup? I mean, I get Rudy Gobert's down there, but I mean, put him in foul trouble. Get him. I just got to see more than this whole ISO offense, and it's not working. We don't have those double bigs, Daniel Gafford and Blake Lively, Derek Lively. It's just you got to see more than that. I mean, that's my thing, I guess. What do you feel like? You think it's going to be a tight-knit game tonight?
I certainly hope not. I mean, there's definitely a possibility. Obviously, if you're the Timberwolves, you got a 3-1 lead. One could say that they might approach this game in a way where they're going to try to just put their, foot on the Lakers' necks and just end it right here. Another perspective could be because they're up 3-1, they might be a little more relaxed than usual because they know that they got at least a guaranteed game 6 back home in Minnesota, and that might be a more attractive game to really go all out in because we know Minnesota is really good on their home floor in the playoffs, at least. It hasn't been as much in the regular season this year, but it has been in the playoffs so far. What I would personally like to see is I would like to see more consistency with the others. I've seen LeBron, and we'll probably bring up stats at some other time, but I've seen a post where LeBron literally is number 1 or number 2 in just about every statistical category in this series. Points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks. He's averaging more than 2 steals and 2 blocks a game right now. So for all those people talking about the last game that was on LeBron, for one, you got to understand, for one, he's 40 years old in year 22. He's had so many playoff runs that he's really in year 25. The whole reason why you got Luka Doncic was to take a tremendous amount of offensive burden away from him, which is exactly what he showed on the defensive side in that second half. He wasn't focused as much on the offensive side for clear reason because he was more locked in on trying to get stops, timely stops, and he was doing that for the most part. It was actually arguably one of the best, if not the best defensive game we've seen in this series alone from LeBron James and collectively as a team. But because of that, and the simple fact that, again, you're expecting a 40-year-old LeBron James at this later stage of his career to play a full half, something he's never even done before, and expecting to get like prime LeBron on the defensive end and prime LeBron on the offensive end, it's just unrealistic. You're not going to get that. So I want to see better consistency from the others, and that includes Austin Reeves. We've been very high on Austin Reeves as a Laker community in terms of him being our third star, not wanting to get rid of him, and I agree. But it's times like this, it's moments like this in the playoffs, you have to show up and show out. Last game, I don't think he scored a single point in the first half. It wasn't until the second half he started cooking a little bit with the threes. He had like 4 straight threes that he made, and I think he ended the game with 20 points. I want to see Austin Reeves be a little more aggressive, and that doesn't mean shooting. Take the ball to the rim. When you get a switch on a big, don't just automatically go. If you got the look, go take it. But like you said, don't be afraid to swing the ball around to the open man. And this is a game where, again, if it's a make or miss league, you better be making it a lot today, because if you don't, your asses are going home. And you're going to have a lot of Laker fans, including us, that are very unhappy. So I suggest that they get their heads out their asses, show up, show locked in, show focus on both ends for a full 48-month quarter, just like they've talked about towards the end of the regular season. They talked a lot about building habits. What happened to those habits? For about 6 or 7 month stretch, they were top defensive rating, and we kept hearing about it everywhere. What happened to that? So at this point, I just want to see adjustments be made in a way where it's not too much pressure on LeBron. It's not too much pressure on Luka. And we just got to play better. You can't have a game where Rui just goes off, but you're not making time for Vanderbilt to put pressure on like Anthony Edwards, right? Anthony Edwards had his way with us that last game because we had no defensive pressure on him. You can't expect Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic to stop Anthony Edwards, especially playing a full quarter. It's just unrealistic. So I want to see Vanderbilt out there more, and I want to be able to see Goodwin, who we just signed in a full contract so he could play in the playoffs. I want to see Goodwin out there make a run too. I want to see Dalton connect, our rookie sniper out there, just to get a damn chance. And you know what? If we lose today, I'm cool with it. And as long as we actually gave all the effort and we gave all the options. They have not played Dalton Connect, I don't think, a single minute this season, or I mean this series. And that's ridiculous. He may not be the best offensively, but you got to at least do something on the offensive end to get you something, especially if we're not getting looks or we're not making our threes. Put Dalton in and see what he can do. I just want to see some changes, and if we don't, we're going home in 5.
Yeah, it's weird because, one could be like, well, why are the Wolves in 6th place in the standings? Well, apparently the Wolves are actually really horrible at closing games. But one couldn't tell the difference in this series because they've been closing out all the games. You would think LeBron and Luka would be able to close them out, But that's just not been the case. But we got the game tonight at 7. I think it's going to be fiery. I think it's going to be grit and grind. And let's see what happens, So I appreciate all you guys for coming out, tuning in, and like and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We appreciate all your guys' feedback. Feel free to comment. Let us know. And I'm going to let you say one last thing, Vince.
You got to believe. If you're a real Lakers fan, you got to believe. I know it's tiresome watching the Lakers and then going to SportsCenter and hearing them dog the Lakers every day, but you got to believe. Just stay strong. Us fans, you got to believe. I'm going to leave it on that note. Lakers in 7.
Lakers in 7. Let's go. All right. Take care.